My name is Cannelle, I'm 27 and I'm French. I lived in Paris for about 5 years, and on the paper I had absolutely everything to be happy. I was young and good health. I had a place on my own. I was living in a free world. Good friends and money and etc. But yet I felt not happy at all. Actually, that was the way around. So after my studies, I had like two masters in management and one in sustainable development, but I didn't find any meaning in all of that. I didn't find any obvious calling or vocation in all of that. I felt like it was not for me, definitely not. You know, this life that was promised to me, this really organized life with accepting a position in a big company, earning big money, and do the same stuff every day, and pursuing someone else's dream. That was not for me. That was definitely not for me. I felt that this system, this world I was living in, had absolutely no sense. People were depressed around me. I could feel, in Paris, people are a lot depressed, a lot stressed, disconnected with life. You can feel they don't have love anymore. That was really hard for me to handle that. So I decided that I should do something that really interests me. And this is how it became complicated, because I had absolutely no idea what was for me actually by this time. But I just knew that I needed to change something because I was feeling depressed when I was in Paris at the end. This life wasn't meaningful for me, and I felt it, and that was quite complicated to handle. So I decided to change something. And I followed my intuition that I needed to move. So I went traveling. I went traveling for 1 year in Asia. That became 2 years. And I won't say that just the fact of traveling changed my life, because it didn't happen that way, definitely not. For the first 8 months, I was still struggling a lot with my pain, with my suffering. I realized I was just being a tourist, like consuming every places. But no matter the place, if I am struggling inside, it doesn't make any change if I am in Thailand or in France. It's going to be the same, because my pain is still within me. It became really hard to handle on a daily basis. I became more and more stressful, actually. And I had more and more fear about the future. And it became a lot, too much. At some point I was in the Philippines. After 8 months traveling, I was with my ex. We were on a beautiful island that was like meant to be paradise, right? But I was crying every day. I was literally crying every day. I was so depressed, simply because this life had no meaning for me. I felt like there were this huge part of me that was completely missing. I was really frustrated because, I could feel like there is something else, but I had no idea what. And when I realized that I was in so much pain and so much suffering, I understood that I needed to change something within me. So no matter the place I'm in, I needed to change something inside. And I followed another intuition. This intuition was to go to a place where I could learn how to meditate, how to do yoga, mindfulness, this kind of thing. And to be really honest with you, when I was in Paris, I used to make fun of those kind of practices. Like, I used to think that meditation and yoga was just for a hippie person or, lady that get bored at the weekend. So I was definitely not into this area before. That was totally new, and I was a bit judgmental for that, to be honest. But yet, I don't know why, it was like a huge calling for me. I had no idea where does it come from, but I just knew that I needed to go to Nepal to learn yoga and meditation. That was just an obvious stuff just in front of me. Do that. And I did. And so I went to Nepal, I went to an ashram, and it changed my life. Definitely. It all changed my life. So it's not just the fact that I was doing some yoga posture that changed anything. No, that was not that. That was way deeper than that. I discovered the philosophy of yoga. I discovered the philosophy of Buddhism, Taoism. And it was like a revelation, as if all the question that I was asking myself for such a long time had found an answer in those philosophies. And it was like, I thought at some point I was becoming crazy, in Paris, thinking that the world could be better. I was thinking I was a bit more utopist or marginalist. And I realized when I was reading those books that no, I'm not utopist, it's just, it exists, it is a philosophy. There is another way of living. There is another way of approaching life. And I found it in this beautiful yoga philosophy in Buddhism. And it completely changed my life. I've learned how to live. I've learned how to be happy. I've learned why I was not happy before. I've learned the mechanism of life, the mechanism of myself. And yes, I practiced meditation and yoga for some time, and it became so obvious for me that it changed so many things inside of me. It releases all my fears, my tension, my stress. I'm not in the present. I'm not, thinking about tomorrow. I don't care anymore. It's just, I'm here. And it changed so many things positively in my life that I just decided to share it with people. So I became a yoga teacher. I became a massage therapist, Reiki healer, and singing bowl therapist also. Because I just realized that this thing in Paris, back in the time that was not obvious for me, it is obvious right now. I just want to, dedicate my life to heal people and to share that, to share with people how to live and how to be happy. Because basically, at the end of the day, this is all that we want, to be happy, right? So yes, this became my obvious choice, my obvious vocation. This just became my way of living. Actually, it's not a job for me, it's not a work. It's just a way of living. I want to heal myself and heal others. And since I'm on this path, wow, I'm able to enjoy stuff that I would never think before I would be able to enjoy. Like just watching a butterfly in front of me, I'm like almost crying to see that. Just watching my hands, I'm like, wow, that's awesome. So I'm just able to enjoy life in its purest way. And not thinking and not worrying anymore, not crying every day, not suffering, and just breathe a bit. So now I breathe. I'm able to breathe and I want to share it with others. So what saved me basically is to follow my intuition. I did. I went traveling and then I went in this ashram and it changed my life, definitely. I'm out of this depression. And I'm happy every day when I wake up. I smile. I'm grateful for everything, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do every day. So yes, I'm happy.